Okay, welcome to Oakhurst and Woodside layout. Philip asked me to do a post of how to with regards to the hill and tunnel that I'm making for the layout. So I thought I'd show you the process. Basically, in here we've got 3 tablespoons of flour and water, just to make a kind of a gloopy paste. This is really old school. There are more modern ways, and I would say more costly ways of doing this, but this is as cheap as chips, freebie, using any old rubbish and sticking down layers and layers of newspaper, papier-mâché style. So basically, yeah, you make your paste up, and I use the cheapest flour possible. As I say, you can buy Mod Rock and all those things, yeah, great. But, you know, this is free, using old Tut Up, and I use the cheapest of flour. Now, in sections, what I've done is I've covered bits of old polystyrene packaging or tiles to give me the various contours. But if you haven't got any of you know, old polystyrene or anything, I've in the past even covered stones from the garden, pebbles and whatnot in the past from years back. But you can even, as I've done here, take a card, an envelope, scrunch it up, and you place it down like so, and then you paste up. Trying to do this one-handed is going to be interesting, because I don't have an assistant, more's the pity. So there you go, you paste up a piece of paper like that, and basically you just, where am I? You just drape it loosely, patting it down over your bit of card, like that envelope. And so let's try and put this and support it. I need to get stuff, because I'm not really into this filming malarkey. I try, and I'm not as expert as half of you all are, and I suppose I need to get a tripod or whatever, trying to prop this up. I do apologise, I should have got this all organised prior to making this start. Okay, there you go. Let's hope that's not going to take off, which it's trying to do, because that's life, as Esther Ranson would say. Right, there we go. And then you paste up another bit. I'll do that there so you can see. You can use wallpaper paste, of course. You can go to your model shop and buy your Mod Rock. But like I say, this is virtually, apart from the cheapest of flour and a bit of water, this is free. And I tell you what now, I defy anyone to tell me the difference once this is dressed and painted. You see, all I'm doing is just flopping it over like so, and that's just a bit of old what, you know, one of our cards came in. So I mean, I'm not even, you know, I'm not even using, but you can do anything, and you know, you just squish it down, blend it, and work it, baby, work it. You know, I'm trying to keep this interesting, but blame Philip. He asked me to do this. Wasn't my fault, governor. Philip made me. So there you go, that's like that. And you're thinking, blimey Paul, that's a bit wobbly and a bit loose. But the thing is, once it dries off really hard, and you cannot tell until everything falls down what's what. Now you look at that. Now that's just very lightly, and suddenly, and all you do is you just repeat that process, building up layers until you've got what you're satisfied with. Now what I'm going to do is fix a screw somewhere here and a screw somewhere there, so that I can lift this section off like so, to be able to clean the track and sort out any derailments, because as we all know, if anything's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong in a bit you can't reach. So I can clean the tracks in here and do what I need to do. This back wall, which is just a bit of an old MDF, supporting against some old hardboard, which I've covered, cut into the corner there, supported, and then started my process. The level plane at the back will be a farmhouse, and this will be farmer's land, which then drops down into the town scene. I'll move the signal box that's been moved temporarily, drops into the town scene, which is there. You saw the other end of it yesterday in a photograph I took, but that's the other end of the town. This beautiful back screen, of which I've got quite a bit, was painted many years ago by a very dear friend who was in his 80s at the time, Laurie Barron, and he painted that for me, and finally it's getting on to a layout. So it's so sweet of him to have done that. He's passed away now, bless him. He also made me this low relief pub. Scale's not quite right, love him, but it was such a nice thing to do. And he also made this signal box, which you've seen on my layout, again out of card. And the clever old rascal, he cut the S off a Sainsbury's label to call it Ainsbury, and so in memory of that dear man, this is now Ainsbury level crossing. And he also made me, right over the back there, that double engine shed, or carriage shed, but I'm using it as an engine shed. He made me that many years ago. So you know, like all our layouts, it's work in progress. I had a depressing thought yesterday at 66, am I ever going to finish this? You know, but never mind. As one of my nephews said to me years and years ago, Uncle Paul, when you go down, you'll go down guns blazing. So yeah, that just drops on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of screws, and what I'm going to do with the two screws is I'm going to paint them as tree stumps. So I can just lift them and lift this board off once it's been fully dressed with a bit more scenery. I'm just going to add more and more to that. I'm sorry I'm prattling on, it's a long video, I do apologise. I've got tunnel mouths to make. I've got the electrics to drop back into the tunnel. I'm making tunnel mouths because of the way the tracks have gone together, the Super 4 and the Pico over the back. So I need to make my own tunnel mouths for there. I might use a double tunnel mouth there, but we'll see. If you know, if I think, oh no, I'll get away with it, I'll just if I make a good job on the front, then I'll do another one on the back. We'll see how we get on. Anyway, that's it. It's as simple as that, and it's actually very calming and satisfying, just basically layering it and building it up. There'll be a bit more of a slope on that. You just build it up and then you leave it to dry overnight preferably, but I'm in a garage and there's not much heat out here. You might fare better indoors. Let it dry and then just add more, and then the fun starts with the painting and then the adding of the flock and the grass and of course trees and buildings, which I'll do another time. Anyway, sorry, 10 minutes, ouch. That's a long video, you're probably all fallen asleep by now. That's a point, you can always use it if you can't get off at night. Just play this and you'll soon be in the land of Nod. Hope you found that interesting. I'll reiterate, there are more modern methods, but you'll pay. And this is free. A bit of flour, a bit of water, and the rest is rubbish. It's free. And it's quite satisfying. Just to add before I go, there's going to be a hedgerow coming along here which will disguise the fact that there's a join. Of course it'll all be painted the same and scenic grass the same, but there'll be a hedgerow with a little gateway to find difference. Right, coming up for 11 minutes. I am so sorry. Hope this has been of help to some of you, a bit of inspiration to some of you, especially as the layout's going nowhere. I think if you're doing an exhibition layout or your layout gets a lot of thumping and banging, then obviously the modern mod rock and such, of which I've got that material, but then you're paying, I would reckon, to do this hill in mod rock, you're probably looking at about 25-30 quid. Well, to me that's a loco, and I know what I'd rather spend my money on, and it ain't mod rock. So this is just a free, really old school. I was doing this back in the mid-60s on my layouts as a kid, and I found it great fun, and I hope you do too. And again, blame Philip for this video, and thank you, Philip, for asking me and for all you do in the group, and everybody else, you know, because your posts are fantastic and we all enjoy them, and we're a nice friendly bunch, and we don't get up our own bottoms, and we have a good laugh. Enjoy your days with your family. Take care now. Cheerio from me. Bye.